After that point, I will mention to the existence of computers in the classroom. If you're likely the majority of teachers, you will have only one computer in your room, or at most just a few, and their placement may be predetermined by the location of power and cable outlets. If so, you need to think about computer placement early in the process of setting up a room. Once the location of computers is set, locations for education of psychology is mentioned, and they can be very important. The other point is visibility of and interactions with students. Learning is facilitated if the furniture space allows you to see all the students and to interact with them from a comfortable distance. Usually this means that the main central part of the room, where desks and tables are usually located, needs to be as open as spacious as possible. While this idea may seem obvious, enacting it can be challenging in practice if the room itself is a smaller shape unusually. Meaning of education psychology is the most important point that I will mention you here. What is educational psychology? What does it mean? Here we will know the real and the exact meaning of educational psychology. After all of the matters that we study. Educational psychology is one of the branches of psychology to study the behavior of the learner in relation to his education. As a specialized branch of psychology concerns itself with suggesting ways and means of improving the process and products of education, enabling the teacher to teach effectively and the learners to learn effectively with a minimum effort. It is thus designated as a service of education. It has simplified the tasks and improved the efficiency of the teacher or all those connected in the process. The products of education, supplying them with the essential knowledge and skills in much need the same way as science and technology has helped in making possible maximum output through minimum input, term of time, and labor in our day-to-day activities. Educational psychology is that branch of psychology which deals with the application of psychological findings in the field of education. In other words, it deals with the human behavior in educational situations. It's the systematic study of the development of the individual in the educational settings. It is the scientific study of human behavior by which it can be understood, predicted, and directed by education to achieve goals of life. Here I want to say you some definitions of educational psychology. For example, Skinner says, educational psychology is the branch of psychology which deals with teaching and learning. Crow says, educational psychology describes and explains learning experience of an individual from birth to old age. Peel says, educational psychology is the science of education. And Troll says, educational psychology is the study of psychological aspects of educational situations. After these definitions, I will tell you the nature of educational psychology. Its nature is scientific, as it has been accepted that it's a science of education. We can summarize the nature of educational psychology in the following ways. First way, educational psychology is a science. We should mention to this point. What is science? Science is a branch of study concerned with observations of facts and establishment of verifiable general laws. Science employs certain objective methods for the collection of data. It has its objectives of understanding, explaining, predicting, and control of facts. Like any other science, educational psychology has also developed objective methods of collections of data. It also aims at understanding, predicting, and controlling human behavior. The other one is educational psychology in a natural science. An educational psychologist conducts his investigations, gathers his data, and reaches his conclusions in exactly the same manner as a physicist or the biologist. Educational psychology is a social science. How? Like the sociologist, anthropologist, economist, political scientist, and so on. The educational psychologist studies human beings and their sociability. And this point is very important to keep in mind as a social science. Educational psychology is a positive science. Normative science, like logic or ethics, deals with the facts as they ought to be. Positive science deals with facts as they are or as they operate. Educational psychology studies the child's or the elder's behavior as it is, not as it ought to be.